Good morning, children. Again, welcome to biology class. Children, again we'll continue Animal Kingdom. Here we are going to start the basis of Animal Kingdom. Children, you know that there are different animals in this world. They are different in their structure and their form, but still some of the structures are there which are common to various individuals and related to the cell, arrangement of cell, body symmetry, nature of xylem, patterns of digestive system, excretory, circulatory, and nervous. So these features, they form the basis of animal classification. Number one is levels of organization. Now children, animals, they are divided into three levels of organization: cellular, tissue, and organ system. Cellular level or cellular grade of organization means the animals, they are multicellular, but the cells, they do not form the tissues. All the cells, they perform the functions independently, like phylum Porifera. The organisms which belong to phylum Porifera, they have cellular level of organization. Number two is tissue level of organization. Children, it is found in coelentrates, and it means the tissue, they show the tissue grade of organization. The cells, they are specialized and they unite and they form a tissue, and these tissues, they perform the different functions and they are arranged in two embryonic layers. Organ system or organ level of organization, organ system level of organization means, children, thus is exhibited by members of the Platyhelminthes and other phylums. Okay, now in these tissues, they are grouped together and they form the organs, and each organs, they are specialized for a particular function. So all the higher animals and from the Platyhelminthes, the animals, they show organ system of organization. Next basis is body plan. That means cell aggregate plan, blind sac plan, tube within tube plan. Cell aggregate plan means, children, it is found in simplest multicellular animals like the sponges which belong to phylum Porifera. They show some division of labor, and some cells, they are differentiated and they form specific functions, but the cells, they are not organized into tissues. So there is no nervous system and no sensory cells in these organisms. Blind sac plan means usually it is found in the animals found in coelentrates and flatworms. The body, it is sac-like and it has a single central cavity which acts as a digestive tract. Only one aperture is there which opens outside, and it acts as a mouth and anus. But these show the distinct tissues but no organ system of organization. Now, tube within tube plan. In all the other groups or in higher animals, this type of system, this type of plan is found, in which the body cavity, it is first in the tube, and inside the tube lies the digestive tube or the alimentary canal with the opening at each end. That means the digestive system is complete, and the undigested waste, it is thrown out from the anus, which opens at the posterior end. Now, tube within tube organization, it has developed by the replacement of parenchyma in flatworms, and it is filled by a filled space called the body cavity. Now, tube within tube, it has evolved in two ways in animal kingdom: protostomal plan and deuterostome. Protostomal plan means first the mouth develops during the embryonic development, and after that anus developed at the later stage, like Platyhelminthes, Annelida, Mollusca and Arthropoda. In deuterostome plant, children, the anus, it forms first, and mouth, it forms or it develops later. Now, animals include the echinoderms and chordates. Next, children, we see the body symmetry, how the body is arranged. Okay, so the arrangement of similar body parts on the two sides of main axis of the body of an organism, it is called symmetry. So on the basis of symmetry, animals, they are divided into two types, asymmetrical and symmetrical. Asymmetrical means the body cannot be divided into two equal halves in any plane, like amoeba, sponge and snails. Whereas symmetrical means the animals or the body, it is divided into two similar halves in one or more planes. They are symmetrical animals. Now the symmetrical animals, again they are of three types. They exhibit three types of symmetries: spherical, radial. Now spherical, radial and bilateral symmetrical. So let's come to spherical. Spherical symmetry means which have the body parts arranged as a sphere or in a circle. Like volvox, they show spherical symmetry. In these animals, the sides and ends of the body, they are not demarcated. Now radial symmetry means the body, they have cylindrical structure and they are arranged in a longitudinal axis. The body can be divided into two equal halves, but any number of planes passing through the center from top to bottom. Coelentrates, sponges and echinoderms, they are radially symmetrical. Now next is radial symmetry. It again has following types. Biradial symmetry, that means the body, it is divided into two similar halves only by one or two vertical planes. Tetramerous symmetry, that means the body parts, they are arranged in four or multiples of 5. Then pentamerous, then hexamerous, multiples of 5, hexamerous, multiples of 6. Next is bilateral symmetrical animals are those animals in which the body can be divided into two equal and similar right and left halves only in one pair. Now these animals, they have the posterior, anterior, posterior ends, dorsal, ventral and lateral sides. Mostly animals, they exhibit bilateral symmetry. Now they are all come under, they are grouped together in a bilateral. Now anterior and posterior ends, that means the side of the body which is kept forward during locomotion, it is the anterior end, and its opposite end is known as posterior end. Dorsal and ventral sides, the back or upper surface, it is termed as dorsal, lower surface, it is termed as ventral. Now proximal and distal ends, the end of the organ nearer to the body, it is termed as proximal, and farther away the distal end. Lateral side means the left and right sides of the body, they are called the lateral sides. Like here children, see the body of sponge, volvox, then jellyfish and housefly. So here you see asymmetrical sponges, spherical symmetry and volvox, then radial symmetry, in jellyfish and bilateral symmetry in housefly. Two equal and similar sides. Okay. Now come to diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Now diploblastic means the animals which show two embryonic layers in external ectoderm and internal endoderm. They are called diploblastic animals. And the animals whose body shows or whose body arises from three embryonic layers, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, they are called as triploblastic animals. So here is a diploblastic and this is triploblastic. This is the ectoderm and the endoderm. Okay. Now this mesoglia, it is present in between these two layers, and here central cavity is there and the ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Now next comes the coelom or the body cavity. Now the fluid filled space between the body wall and the gut, it is called as body cavity. Though when it is lined with the mesoderm, it is called coelom. So based on the presence of coelom and absence of coelom, animals, they are divided into coelomates, pseudocoelomates and acoelomates. Coelomates means animals which have coelom, they call coelomates, like Annelida, echinoderms, hemichordates and chordates. Now this coelom, it is derived from the embryonic mesoderm, which is lined on both sides with the mesodermal lining, and it is called mesodermal epithelium or the coelomic epithelium. Now next is, here see children, different types of germ layer. Now these coelomate, pseudocoelomate and acoelomate. Now pseudocoelomates, animal in which body cavity it is not lined with mesoderm, they are called pseudocoelomates. Now these mesoderm, they are scattered mesodermal pouches in the space between ectoderm and endoderm, and this space is called pseudocele, which is found in roundworms. Like see here children, these are the patches of the mesodermal pouches. Now acoelomate, in which the central cavity or the body cavity is absent. They have only one internal cavity in the body, the digestive tract, like Platyhelminthes. Now children, in arthropods and in mollusks, the animals, they have the body cavity which is filled with blood or the lymph. Now this blood filled cavity, it is known as hemocoel. Now functions of coelom, it provides space where body organs, they remain suspended. Now coelom, it also acts as shock absorber, and it also protects the internal organs from external shocks. It also provides a hydraulic skeleton to the soft-bodied segmented animals and helps in locomotion. Now coelomic fluid, it provides medium for the circulation, transporting food, gases and nitrogenous waste. It also stores temporary waste, or it also stores waste temporarily. It is also the site for maturation of gametes, and it also allows the gut to move independently of the body wall. Now origin of coelom. Now coelom, it arises differentially in deuterostomes and coelomate protostomes. Based on the mode of development, coelom, they are of following types: schizocele, enterocele and gonocele. Now the coelom, which is developed by the splitting of mesodermal sheet in the embryo, it is called schizocele or schizocelic coelom. It is found in the organism, present in annelids, arthropods and mollusks. Enterocele means Coelom, which arises from the outpocketing from the embryonic archenteron, and they fuse and they form a cavity on either side of the gut. Usually it is found in echinoderms and chordates. Gonocele means develops by the enlargement of gonadial space of acoelomate. Segmentation, children, will learn in our next class. Thank you and have a nice day.